Now discussing some of the other basic functions of Excel, let's have a look at this data. And this data is of a car manufacturing firm with total number of cars sold 5,700. Then we have selling price per car. We have cost of goods sold per car, which is COGS. Then we have selling general and administrative expenses, which is SGA. Then we have profit per car. And below we have shown the calculation of total profit. That is your total sales, total cost of goods sold, total selling general and administrative expenses, and total profit. Now this total profit is dependent upon the total number of cars sold and also the selling price per car. So if someone was to ask the question that if the total number of cars sold is not 5,700, it is 5,300, and the selling price per car is not 4,50,000 rupees, it is 4,60,000 rupees, then what will be the total profit? So in such case of scenario, when we are not sure about the future, and in the future the variable can take n different type of values, like total number of cars sold, maybe 5,300, maybe 5,500, maybe 5,900, maybe 6,100. In the same manner, company may reduce the selling price in the future from let's say 4,50,000 to 4,30,000, or it may increase the selling price from 4,50,000 to let's say 4,60,000. So when we have these many scenarios and we want to know what will be our total profit in fluctuating total number of cars sold and fluctuating selling price per car, we can use the data table function of the Excel to show us what will be the total profit for different combinations of total number of cars sold and selling price per car. As you can see, this is a data table wherein 5,300 is the total number of cars sold. Then it increases to 5,500, then it increases to 5,700 and so on. Then on the column H, we have the selling price per car, which is 4,50,000, then it's 4,60,000 and so on. And this amount is the amount of total profit earned when the total number of cars sold is 5,300 and the selling price per unit, which is the selling price per car, is 4,50,000. So over here you can see different prices of the car, and in the row side, in the row number 6, you can see different total number of cars sold. And below it, you can see the amount of total profit earned for that particular combination. So to build this from scratch, I'm going to first of all delete the data. So let's suppose this is the situation you have. You are not sure about how many car you will sell. So you estimate that maybe you will sell 5,300 car, maybe you will sell 5,500 car, maybe you will sell 5,700 car. In the same way, you're not sure about the selling price of your car as well in the future. So you estimate that maybe it will be 4,60,000 or maybe it will be 4,70,000 and so on. And you want to know what will be your total profit. In case, let's suppose you sell 5,300 cars and you have the selling price is 4,50,000. So to build this, we will use the data table function of the Excel. To begin with, first of all, we will select the variable that which we are trying to calculate. So we are trying to calculate the total profit. So we select the total profit and hit enter. Then we will select the entire data range and then we will go to data, what if analysis and data table then. Now data table is asking us for two inputs. First is the row input cell and second is the column input cell. Now in the row input cell, we see the row over here 5,300, 5,500. So it is the row input cell will be total number of cars sold. And then we have column input cell. In the column input cell, we have the different selling prices of the car. So we will select the selling price of the car and then we will hit OK. So now you have the entire calculation. Let's suppose if you want to find out what will be the total profit in case the sales is 5,700 units and the selling price is 4,70,000. So as you can see, this particular cell, which I am going to color right now. Okay, so this cell is showing what will be the total profit in case the total number of cars sold is 5,700 and the selling price per car is 4,70,000, and it has all the possible combinations and all the possible net profit. So you can very quickly find out under various future scenarios what will be your total profit. One of the important things to build this data table is that these cells should be linked with each other. As you can see, total sales in rupees has been calculated by multiplying cell E2 multiplied by E3. So E2 has been multiplied by E3. That's how we are getting the total sales in rupees. Then we have total cost of goods sold calculated by using the formula. Then we have selling general and administrative expenses calculated by using the formula. And then we have the total profit, which is E10, which is total sales in rupees, minus E11, which is total COGS, minus E12, which is selling general and administrative expenses. So once you have linked the cells, only then the data table will work. So I hope that now you can build your own data table. Now let's come to another function in the Excel, which is the text function. Now, first of all, let me just show you what data we have. We have, let's suppose, employee first name and employee last name. And so over here we can see that Ravi Mahajan is the name of our employee, and the problem is that The first name is mentioned in cell B5 and the last name is mentioned in C5. So how we can show this name in a single cell? How we can do that? We can simply use is equal to, we will select the first name and then a space, then again inverted comma, then the last name. Sorry, some mistake has been made. Let me just correct. Okay, yeah. Then you will again type and you will click on Mahajan. So over here now you can see that the name is appearing, Ravi Mahajan. In the same way, we can show all the employees' name in a single cell. To see the formula, simply click on the name. Here you can see B5 over here in the formula bar. You can see is equal to B5. B5 is Ravi, then and, then inverted commas, then and then C5. C5 is Mahajan. In the same manner, we will calculate the full name of our all the employees in a single cell using the same formula. Now let's suppose that we want the employee first name in lowercase. How we can get it? Simply type is equal to LOWER, which is lower, and it shows a brief description of this function. Convert all letters in a text string to lowercase. So we simply select it, and let's suppose we want the employee first name in lowercase. So we will select the employee first name. As you can see, it is now Ravi is coming into lowercase, and in the similar fashion we will put all the first name in lowercase. Then let's suppose that you want to put the employee first name in uppercase. So you will simply type in is equal to upper, and you will select the first the first name, and you will close the bracket, hit enter. As you can now see that Ravi is in uppercase. In the same way, simply drag it down so that all the employees first name is on the uppercase. And then in the last, let's suppose you want the name in proper case, like here you can see Ravi. So you can simply type in proper, and you can select let's say you select the lowercase. You want it now to be into proper case. So here you can see now the first alphabet is capitalized, and you can simply calculate it by dragging down. So here you can see all the names which were in lowercase have now been transformed into proper case. So these were some of the functions of or some of the uses of the text function. Now coming to freezing panes, let's see what exactly it is and why it is useful. Let's suppose that we have this data of profit and loss account, and we have all the years mentioned, March year ending March 2022, March 2021, and so on. And we have various particulars like revenue from operations, excise, service tax, other levies, revenue from operation, all these things. So if we want to, if we go down, you can see that the entire Excel sheet does not move, right? You can see that the years which are in top of the sheet, which is March 22, March 21, they are not moving. The reason being that the we have used a function of freeze panes, right? So let me just show you how we can use this and what is the purpose. So this is the raw data that you have now. Okay, this is the raw data. You go down and then you see that now the years are missing, right? When you go up, the years come back, but when you go down into the Excel sheet, the years are gone. In the same way, if you try to go to the left hand or the right hand of the Excel sheet, then you will be missing values of March 2022 and March 2021. Let's do it again. Let's see. Here now you cannot see the values of March 2021 and March 2022. So the solution of this problem is that we can freeze the pens. So let's see how to do it. We go into view and we go into freeze pens and then we select freeze pens. It is very important to note here that when I selected freeze pens, the cell which was selected was the cell which has the value 310.85. So all the cells on top of 310.85, so all the cells which are above 310.85 and all the cells which are to the left hand side of 310.85 are freezed. So now if we move, you can see that you can see revenue from operations, excise duty, it is not moving. And then you go to the bottom, you can see that the cells which have the years are also freezed. So this way you can easily, it becomes easy to have a look at the data by freezing the pins. Otherwise it becomes very inconvenient to simply keep on scrolling the data up and down. So this was the basic use of freezing pins. Now let's talk about cell freezing, which means that you can freeze a particular cell. Let's see how we can do it. First of all, let me just brief you about the data we have in the sheet. We have net income, and for financial year 2019, the net income was 3000, and below it you can see net income as per flat growth rate. We will use that later on. And we have over here the growth rate of net income. So in financial year 2020, the net income grew by 7%. In financial year 2021, the net income grew by 9%. And in financial year 2022, the net income grew by 11%. So if you want to calculate what will be the net income in financial year 2020, you know that in the previous year, which was financial year 2019, the total amount of net income was 3000, And this figure of 3000 rupees has increased by 7% in financial year 2020. You can see we have the data that the growth rate of net income in financial year 2020 is 7%. So what we will do is we will put in the first of all the formula. We select the amount of net income in financial year 2019. We multiply this by 1 plus 7%, bracket close, we hit enter. And then we hit enter and we get the value 3210. So after increasing by 7%, 3000 will become 3210. Now in financial year 2021, we can see that the growth rate of income was 9%. So if we simply drag it, we will get the values. So in financial year 2021, after growing by 9%, the net income becomes 3,498 rupees 90 paisa. In the same way, it has grown by 11% in financial year 2022. Now let's come to the second part of the problem. If you are informed that the net income will grow only at 6% in all the 3 years, then how you will calculate the amount of net income? So we will first of all put is equal to, then we will select the amount of net income 1 plus, now we have the growth rate of 6%, but this 6% growth rate is common, like it will remain the same for financial year 2020, financial year 2021, and also financial year 2022. So to fix this cell, we will simply put the dollar sign before and after O, and we will close the bracket and we will hit enter. Now if you drag this, it has increased only by 6%, right? As you can see over here, you can see C5 multiplied by 1 plus O5, and in this particular cell you can see D5 multiplied by 1 plus O5. So O5 has been fixed. It is not moving like it has moved here, right? You can see 1 plus M3, then you can see 1 plus N3, then you can see 1 plus O3. So it is moving, but over here we have O5 fixed because we have the use the dollar sign.